Go. Hello, everybody, and welcome to possibly the final episode of the Chicken Chess Club podcast. My name is Jan Gustafsson, and I am delighted to be joined by my friends and possibly future chessboxing rivals, Laurent Fressinet and Peter Heine Nielsen. Laurent, you and I as a tag team against Peter, you don't think we can win? I was shocked by that.
Yeah, no, I don't. I don't know. I didn't consider. I actually went to chess boxing once, and I was commentating the chess. I have no idea. I have no clue about boxing. I was never really into it, like myself, like doing boxing or even watching it. I mean, I was just simply never interested. It was nice to watch, but still, I didn't watch a match. So against Peter looks quite. I mean, we have a size difference, yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, even you with him. I mean, okay, I don't know. But the chess could be smooth, so I don't know.
That's the tactic we could do. Yeah, you play chess and I have to do the boxing. No.
That's what I would be about. I'm very happy about.
Anyway, there is a lot of topics to talk about. The Champions Chess Tour ended with a victory of a certain Magnus Carlsen. There has been interviews by many people about the ongoing or not so ongoing chess drama situation. Peter Heine, where shall we begin with all of this? How was your week? Stressful with the Champions Chess Tour?
No, I generally not. I mean, I'm part of the sort of the chess compartment of the Team Magnus, and that was generally very smooth. Routines as always. That was generally pretty nice. I really enjoyed the chess part, but me and the kids fell ill, and we are coughing all the time. So I will apologize beforehand for that being a problem on this podcast. So, I mean, generally, it hasn't been that pleasant a week, but chess-wise, I mean, for Magnus, it was one of his best tournaments, and felt incredibly smooth, and points just rolling in. I mean, the perhaps only moment of weakness was he lost the first game against Aronian in the quarterfinals, but then winning the next three in convincing manner. So I understand we have to talk chess drama, or rather, you will have to do that. But the actual chess part, where chess was being played, I think Magnus was in incredible shape and did well. So at least on professional things, it has gone pretty well.
Yeah, that was actually amazing. I mean, especially the final match against Gazi. I mean, he made him look like, I mean, what are you doing here? I mean, like it was 4.5 out of 5. I mean, that was amazing. This guy, Gazi, is just maybe the most promising junior these days. Okay, except if you don't count Alireza.
No French juniors count.
Yeah, if you don't count the French people. But yeah, I mean, he just outplayed him. Took so easy. I mean, that was just very, very impressive, I would say. Playing some random peers. I mean, okay, that was really amazing.
I think maybe Erigaisi seemed a bit starstruck. I remember seeing the video clip when Erigaisi won the semifinal, and it was obvious he was barely sort of managing to believe that now, I mean, he had to play Carlsen. I think that was, I mean, I remember that at some point I qualified to play a rapid match against Kasparov in Reykjavik. Beating Emil Sutovsky, but that was just random that I managed to flick that in. But I remember being so happy having this idea of playing Kasparov. And it seemed a bit the same to me, that for Erigaisi, just getting to play Magnus seemed to be something that he was dreaming on. It's not like he's in tears in the clip, but it looks like he can barely believe it. And you can almost see now he realizes, I just won a match with Magnus. But he seemed basically starstruck, was my impression.
Yeah, I agree. He wasn't himself in those finals. Also, Magnus might have hit on some spot there. I'm not sure how much genius strategy there was and how much accidental. But with this modern, he made him look like a beginner more or less twice in this tournament. In the very first round. And then in I think the first game of the second day of the finals. And both games were terrible by Erigaisi. Like he plays with bishop e3, queen d2, f3, long castles. He ends up with a knight on b1, and he's much worse. Like there wasn't a lot of repair work going on there. I'm not sure how much we can attribute to Team Carlsen's cunning opening choices and how much of it was random, but he clearly found ways to make him uncomfortable and made it look very, very easy.
He changed, by the way, the move order. I mean,
of course.
First it was a modern, and then it was a Pirtz. But Peter Heine managed to compare himself to Eric Gazy, which, with all due respect, I'm really sorry, Peter, but I think this kid is slightly more promising than you were in Reykjavik when you faced the king.
No, I agree. I mean, if anything, that's a bit of my point, that he seemed sort of just happy to play Magnus. Like I was not dreaming to beat Kasparov. I was just happy that I'll have this experience in my life. And, that seemed a bit little for someone of Eddie Geis's talent, while with my talent, I think it's quite reasonable that getting to play Kasparov in a one-to-one situation was a highlight, despite that, I made 2 draws but lost the playoff. But, he just seemed starstruck, was my impression.
Wow, that's
How
amazing.
did Peter manage to get that many frags into like...
I'm on fire.
I mean, you beat Sutovsky, you made 2 draws with Kasparov. I mean, this is your mind games. Reykjavik is your mind games.
There was this small kid grabbing all the attention, if you remember.
Well, with this new information, who do you think had the better chess career, Peter or you?
yeah.
I still think it's me.
Yeah, we can't do it today. We'll have to do a bonus episode where both sides are presenting all the evidence. So back to the Champions Chess Tour. Magnus, he crushed the qualifier, even though he didn't play against Hans, as was well documented. And then he beat Aronian 3-1. I think after losing the first game, he won 3 in a row. Then he beat my boy, Vincent Keimer, in the semifinals 3-1, which to me, of course, through my German glasses, was the most exciting match. It was 2 very hard-fought draws. And then the third game, Magnus was winning, but then he messed it up a little, and it was a draw, and he was pushing. And in the end, Keimer could have taken the last pawn on a4 and constructed a very nice fortress, actually, against h-pawn and wrong bishop, but not a trivial one. It was actually a tricky one with the black pawn on g7. But I missed that, and Magnus won the match easily. I'm not saying the match would have been close, but I was very impressed with the way Vincent played the whole tournament, how he beat Pragnanda in the quarterfinals, and then how he played against Carlsen in the first 2 games. I was having a blast just rooting for him, frankly.
So I was impressed with Keimer as well, and also my impression was he got a lot of traction in Germany. I mean, people were following him. I mean, this was exciting and such. I mean, one thing is Keimer, but I thought in general, if I remember correctly, as many as 5 so-called youngsters qualified to the quarterfinals, right? I mean, Erigaisi, Pragnananda, Yo, Niemann, of course, and Keimer, right? So it was a lot of these youngsters.
It would be so nice if you were genuinely excited about the youngsters, but we all know what's coming next. We all
No. I mean, it is actually impressive. I mean, that they managed to do that was my feeling. But, you're mentioning Keimer. But, no, I mean, I can see I follow Twitter, obviously, and there was a lot of attention to Keimer from Germans, was my impression. I don't know. I'm asking if it also went into the mainstream media.
That might be early. Actually, I have a very important person that I am. I have a mainstream media interview scheduled right after this, where I'll also talk about Vincent. But on my humble Twitch channel, Janistan TV, we broke all viewing records by a landslide just in these quarterfinals and semifinals with the Keimer Carlsen and Keimer Pragnanda matches. So there was really a lot of excitement out there.
No, he was even more impressive than Gazy overall, I would say. He was the most. He was the leading junior in that tournament, I would say.
We had a debate about that. I'm not sure if we can give him that title, because Erigaisi finished second in the preliminaries, and then he actually did beat 2 players in the quarterfinals. I'm blanking. He beat Le Quang in the semis, and who did he beat in the quarterfinals?
Was it Yo, or that was Le Quang?
Yeah.
Probably he beat Niemann, actually.
No, I think that was Le Quang. He beat you. You're right. Yeah. He beat you in the quarterfinals. No, it's hard to say. Of course, Magnus made him look bad, but it shouldn't distract us that he finished second, both in the main tournament and in the qualifiers in a field that included Carlsen, all these other youngsters, Anish Giri, Levan Aronian, Ivanchuk, and so on. So he's still impressive. But yeah, these finals he got completely destroyed. That's actually a good segue to a segment I would like to do maybe every week, or at least when there's something happening. The junior players' power ratings. I think makes sense to debate because they're all reasonably close in rating and things are changing. It feels like all the time. So the top 6 juniors off the top of my head are, of course, Ali Reza. I'm not sure if we can count him in this, but I guess we should because he's the same age as Erigaisi. So it's Ali Reza, Erigaisi, Gukesh, Abdusatorov, Keimer, and Pragnananda. Those are the power ratings. Maybe Niemann. I'm not sure if we want Niemann in there as well. That can be a separate debate. But who's the best of those, and what's your current order?
Okay, the best is Elieza, obviously. For me, and I think for you guys, it will be the same. Then now I am very, very impressed by Gukesh. I must say that every time I see him, it's just amazing. He played in the Spanish league, actually. And again, he was doing his usual stuff like winning, black, white. Just amazing. Amazing. So I would put him on number 2. And then for the third place, it's Erigaisi, of course, is... I would name Erigaisi because he's the most stable, I would say. Even if I was impressed, of course, by Keimer in the tournament and in Olympiad as well. Abdusatorov also has some good moments, but still, Erigaisi looks, as you said, he finished second in the qualifier, second in the knockout, and also he was very good in the Olympiad. So, that's my order. So, Alireza, Gukesh, and Erigaisi.
So, Gukesh number 2 for you. Interesting. Yeah. Gukesh, of course, did have the 8 out of 8 on board 1 in the Olympiad, which I think is still the single greatest achievement by these kids. Maybe, I'm not sure if Alireza belongs in this conversation. Alireza, he just won the Rapid and Blitz and then the Sinquefield Cup. That's, of course, already one step ahead of the others. I don't know if I have Gukesh ahead of Erigaisi, but I know Laurent, he's just repeating the rating list to be on the safe side. And since Gukesh is 2732 and Erigaisi is 2731, I will agree with your order. It's Peter, what do you think?
The embarrassing answer is I don't know details well enough. It sounds like I don't care about chess, but mainly my focus is preparing for Magnus. And I'm not into details of these guys. It's obvious Alireza is number 1, and I would take Gukesh as number 2 at the moment. But again, I can basically make a case for all of them. I think Pragnananda was not mentioned by Fress, but he also had some excellent results.
Also depends what we're debating, no? I think in Rapid, or at the very least in online Rapid, Pragnananda is number 1 or number 2 by track record. He's been completely amazing in this championship.
I was very impressed with Abdusatorov also. I thought that, he hasn't gotten so many chances, but for instance, again, he was doing well in the World Cup. He won the Olympiad, but now I saw in the...
champion.
Sorry? You're right. That also, what more do we want to have him high on that list, right?
No, all these kids are sick.
Yeah, but I was a bit surprised that he was knocked out of the. I'm sorry if I get the wrong name. Is it the Global Championship? Or he lost to, I think, Pankratov, right?
He's tough. Pavel Pankrok. He's been tough for years.
Okay. No, again, I'm sort of. Ending up being a bit ignorant here, but it's tough with these 6 guys because they all. Maybe I would have said that Keimer was lacking a bit, but he was very impressive in this tournament. It's like it's just because someone else does something and you become overshined by that, right? It's not like okay, Gukesh does something well; it doesn't detract any of the others' performances, and
no, that's why it's exciting because they all have standout results that really. Mm-hmm. Even apart from Alireza, we haven't seen from juniors in like forever. And also Keimer's recent run, Olympiad was 2,760 performance. Then he wins this German Masters, also 2,760 performance. Then Polish League, he starts with 6.5 out of 7, loses the last 2, which was bad, but it was still a 2,750 performance. Then he plays this tournament, so he's been very stable.
You saw his games with Magnus. Okay, Magnus won, but I mean, it's a tough match. I mean, it was good games. They were pushing each other. I mean, and also, well, Keimer was not appearing scared versus Magnus. He was just playing chess, was my impression. And, no, it was that was. I mean, it's gonna be interesting. I mean, no doubt about that.
Kids are right.
Yeah, but again.
If you have time to check,
it's probably gonna be Gukes Abdusattorov for me, but I'm not fully sure. That's.
But you have golf and Twitter, so we forgive you. Golf, Twitter, family.
Golf has been lacking a bit recently.
Okay.
How many hours did you play last week?
I don't know. 15 maybe.
15.
Oh,
that's. That is a step back. But you had the Champions Chess Tour, so you had to prepare Magnus.
Yeah. I mean, it normally fits quite well that you do some work in the morning, you play golf, then you finish off. I mean, when you play golf, you also think about chess openings. At least I do. So it's kind of useful, I would say.
It's like tweeting. It's all work, because you can always think that stuff.
Is it part of your job to think?
It's a good
that's also, yeah.
It's actually a good subject. Not always, but there's a famous quote by Magnus, but then it was when he was like 13, that just to stop thinking, tell me the computer line. But yeah. Anyway.
Okay. So
let's explain it quickly.
Junior power rankings to be continued. I think it's a fun topic because I have such great achievements with. Let's get to another new segment, which I like to call FressDrama. I think that's a category we badly need. I'm not sure I'm in touch with all the developments, so very quick sum up, because Laurent will get into the specifics. Magnus Carlsen withdraws from the Sinquefield Cup after round 3, after losing to Hans Niemann. Then they both play in this Champions Chess Tour. That was just finished. Magnus Carlsen refuses to play against Hans in the qualifier. Hans has some great games in the qualifier, makes the knockout round. There he loses to Le Quang Lim in the quarterfinals. Many interviews are given in between. I'm not going to repeat it all here, so I don't know it all. Fabi gave a longer, I'm not sure if it was an interview or on his podcast, mentioning what he thought. Nepomniachtchi had a longer talk, and of course Magnus gave some brief interviews after his games in this Champions Chess Tour. He mentioned Hans's former trainer Max Dlugi. He mentioned cheating he's not a fan of, and he would give a bigger statement one of these days. I'm not sure which of these days will be. Probably once this episode comes out, his statement will have been out for an hour. That's the usual procedure. Laurent, then there is this video you linked to us yesterday, giving analysis of Hans's over-the-board games and some stretches there where he scored a very high, what was it, chess...
engine correlation on ChessBase.
Chess engine correlation is some ChessBase metric. And that topic has been debated more. Where do we begin, Laurent? What's your take on the overall FressDrama situation?
Yeah, no, I mean, you did everything. I mean, you summarized very well. Kawana, it was on his podcast that he gave his opinion. I thought it was very good, actually. Nepo, I couldn't listen till the end. I mean, just some people you may listen to the end till the end. Some I just can't. I mean, after 5-10 minutes, I'm just. I mean, I cannot listen. So okay, and Fabia,
so people feel about this podcast as well. Like they try, but then
yeah, exactly. This is just this gives the last segment in general. It was it tell me actually, but okay, I don't know. And then I watched actually Nakamura. It was very fun. I mean, Nakamura he really has a talent for streaming. I mean, especially when he's like commenting on the podcast. I mean, so he's listening to the podcast and he's stopping the video and then make some comments. Okay, it's just very funny actually.
What was he listening to Fabi? Yeah,
to Fabi and Kirilla.
And me.
Fabi's main points were. Yeah, of course, he had a Peter video.
Yeah, no, I mean, what I learned, what was very important for what I didn't know, maybe Peter knew, that actually few players, including Magnus, were apparently not very happy that because Rapport just declined a few days before. I mean, he just cancelled withdrew, and then Niemann replaced him. And what I didn't know that few players already had some doubts apparently about Niemann, at least Nepo and Magnus, according to Caruana. So apparently Magnus kind of complained before the tournament, but not to the extent to say I'm not going to play if Niemann plays. So his explanation is that he had some serious doubts about Niemann before the tournament. Then he played the tournament anyway. Probably he was considering to withdraw before the tournament. That's what Caruana says, basically. And then on round 3, okay, he lost, of course, that game and decided, okay, I'm just going to leave. And according to Caruana, I mean, Caruana doesn't think that Hans cheated in that game. But just he's taking the in general, he's defending Magnus that it's a very serious topic, and that cheating is a very serious topic. That he even claims that he doesn't like really Regan. He thinks Kenneth Regan. He thinks his method is not great. Which, I mean, I agree. I mean, it's too much statistics. I mean, okay, it means if his method is working, if you are cheating every game, every move for 5 years. But this is just not happening. I mean, you are not cheating.
I really think Regan would not agree with your statement, but go on.
Yeah, okay, maybe. But it would be interesting. He said something very funny, Caruana, that would Regan detect if when Hans actually admitted that he was cheating online, would the method of Regan? That would be an interesting test and very easy to do. Okay, only one thing I disagree with him. Actually, I like what Caruana said overall, but he said that he was sure that some guy online, I think I know who he's referring to, cheated 100% sure and didn't get caught by Regan. But I mean, you can never be 100% sure. I mean, this is not happening simply. You are not 100% sure. And okay, and the video I posted yesterday. So apparently, Yosha got it wrong for the statistics. So, but I mean, I checked the games. So some are not like very high percentage. Some are just 100% according to this chess-based correlation. And
I think we have to explain a little what you're talking about for people that haven't seen the video, don't know this chess-based correlation. There is basically this function chess-based that I also had never heard of before yesterday.
Really?
Yeah, me too.
Let's check, analyze. No, there's let's check, I know, of course. But there's analyze, and that it then generates a number of computer engine correlation. And I'm still not sure. I would like to know this actually, what this number means exactly. Does it mean all the engines that have been used in this chess-based live book to check the game and the correlation with any of the moves these engines gave? Does it mean the first line of whatever engine I used to check it? So I'm not quite sure what that number means. But anyway, it gives a score. And according to the video, I haven't had time to verify, like world class, like Magnus, Kasparov, and so on, is like around 70%. And good grandmaster is whatever, around 60 till 50 something till 65. And everything else is outliers. And for Hans, a lot of it was normal. And then there were a few games where the score of 100 was reached. I read that the previous record, I think it was on the chess-based site, was 98, reached by known feller. known cheater Sebastian Feller. But I'm not so sure if that information is correct. I checked a bit myself then because I was curious. I found some 100 games. I was checking some of my best games. I couldn't get there, which I thought was very unfair because I had a lot of pure engine games where I was just following my prep. But then it said I can't give you a number because you didn't make enough moves of your own. Like in the good old days when I beat Nightwish just with prep, I thought there was a 100 game, but nothing, and that was very upsetting. So I had a look at it with my chat yesterday, and we were talking about it. It's of course very suspicious, this 100 score. But what I would like to know is, do we have data of like a, how do you call this, a bell curve? Like how often, let's say, a strong grandmaster gets a 100? How often are they between 70 and 90? How often are they between 50 and 70? How often are they below that? Peter might know this. What I want is like these Kirk Goldsberry shot charts in basketball. Like I want to see, oh, he has 500s over this time span. He has so and so many between 70 and 90. So that would be super interesting, both for top players comparison and also maybe for the rise of youngsters. Like we've had this debate before, the Geary jump. And whenever all these youngsters made that jump, I'd be incredibly interested in that, and also in the methodology, like what engine is used, what time, so it's comparable and how it works exactly. So I had a lot of questions, but it was still very interesting to see. Sorry, I'm hijacking this. These were just my thoughts when watching the video.
I think Regan is answering some of your questions. I mean, he was definitely showing these charts of juniors, and he was also explaining how much one would deviate like that. And again, of course, the part I was paying attention to was like 1 hour, 22 minutes into his video. He's sort of being critical of FIDE of not having this data ready at hand. And I think that's, thanks for the grimace.
Oh, he criticized FIDE, so he's Peter's boy. Peter will go to war for Regan.
He
come on. It's too much.
No, he was critical of FIDE and mentioning Moneyball within 1 minute. No, but his point is, I think I agree with it, that we should have all these data. It's extremely relevant to understand how unusual is this, else it becomes a random discussion. Well, I knew about this check engine correlation for, I don't know, my hunch is that even ChessBase explained to me 10 years back, but if it's only been there for 3 years, I'm going to look a bit silly, but that's my recollection. I checked Magnus in 2019 when he had this brilliant run of tournaments from January until St. Louis, and I think he got to 71 or 72%. I checked the 2016 candidates, and you can try and guess why, but they were like between 55 something up till 66, and I think Nakamura was the one with the highest percentage in the tournament. Geary was the next, and Kayakin was lower despite winning the tournament. So it's a bit unclear what you can use it.
But the overall percentage I'm not so interested in. I'm interested in the bell curve, like how many 100 scores do these guys have?
Yeah, I understand.
Career, if there's a big
but
outlier.
You are taking individual games. I think also the ChessBase guys were telling me individual games you can't really do. You need
that's why you need a big sample size. But of course, then you do individual games. You take the individual games and you see, oh, this guy has
I agree.
100 scores in individual games. No one else has more than one. Then you have something, but you need a bigger sample.
No. I mean, for instance, with baseball statistics, you can click on all these things and make your own research. I mean, that we lack having that kind of data in chess. That's really obvious.
No, it can be done. It's just work. No, you have to do this. Let's check for all the top players from a certain time period with the same criteria.
And you have to, put it into system and things like that, right? I mean, I agree. I mean, I think that's what Regan is saying. Well, we should have this data at hand. We shouldn't come and ask him 90 minutes before he has to do a university lecture, is his point. And that I agree with. What Regan also said was, I think he said that if people are making, it's like cheating with 3 moves within a game, he would detect it incredibly quickly. If they cheat only 1 move per game, it would take somewhat longer, but he still thinks he would detect it. I'm not saying he can. I'm also skeptical. I'm just trying to refer what he's actually saying. I would like to say about...
Also, like random statements and like these stats I've seen over a course of a whole tournament, like it's so-and-so percent unlikely, doesn't mean much to me, but this, correlation with engine moves and then the eye test.
I mean, yeah, the main problem of the Reagan method, I will just I just want to talk. I mean, you will continue after Peter, don't worry. There is no time spent per move. I mean, which is a major factor, maybe the most important actually. Like how much, and this is how you catch cheaters online.
We don't have that for over the board games. No, we don't have that information, do we?
I'm not sure you're right that he doesn't have this. I mean,
things that are 24, for instance, when
things that are transmitted live. Yeah, I mean, when I was doing something on old World Championship games, I was going to ICC to find the timestamps. Again, the data is probably there. If it's systemized, I don't know. Sorry. I mean, Yes, what I wanted to say also, I think both the Nepomniachtchi interview and the Karada podcast, they were surprising to me. I mean, they were very honest and talking about these things, and they were both talking about suspicions and things like that. I mean, that was, they were quite surprising to me.
I wasn't that surprised. It's maybe surprising what people debate in the open, but we know these guys, and especially with Fabi. Yeah, first of all, I agreed with everything he had to say. I also, as I've said many times, don't think there's any evidence or grounds for suspicion for Niemann cheating in the Sinquefield Cup. I also know about the suspicions he mentioned he had in the past, and I thought he had a very balanced view. He also mentioned, of course, no one knows anything, but Hans has shown like an inclination to cheat in the past to get ahead, and of course that's a factor. What I'm curious about, maybe Peter knows the answer, but he probably won't tell us, that something has happened between this FTX Crypto Cup in Miami and the Sinquefield Cup, no? Because at the Crypto Cup, we've seen Magnus and Niemann playing a friendly chess game on the beach, and he was already suspecting him. Magnus doesn't allow that photo op to happen. So something happened there. Peter, what was it?
I have no clue what you're talking about, to be honest. So I honestly don't know. I mean, again... No, I mean, for a change, I'm telling the truth. I really don't know. You mentioned a lot of interview. I also gave an interview, and there is one point I would like to make that also mixes in with, I think, all the other things, is that while you can see we talk about reg and method, we talk about a lot of things, but there is a lot of confusion in the environment, and no one really trusts any kind of method. And it's not like we know cheating is going on, or maybe some things they know it, but there's so much uncertainty, which is a big problem. I mean, let's say in murder cases we have DNA tests, we really believe them. In doping, I think that WADA we have a lot of respect for. Of course, there is problems, but still we have a lot of respect for their methods. We think they can detect things. Yeah. Here, I think we are sure.
France, they nipped it in the bud instantly.
I get your point, but still, it is a different entity. It's also all sports combined. WADA is huge. They have a lot of money invested. I mean, here...
So your point is there should be an independent commission in FIDE that is not ruled by the cruel politicians to look into these things?
We'll come to it after.
That is a separate point later. Don't hijack my
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm just saying that there is a lot of confusion here. Even, some is referring to Rekan as an expert. Others are sort of being critical of him. Right, then we have chess.com, but they are being secretive about it. It's, who is the leading expert? You cannot really say, is my impression.
It's Laurent Fressinet. Since yesterday,
it's not. You are only talking about statistics, but did you look at the games with your eyes? We are supposed to be expert. I think we are. And I check the games. It's 100%, whatever. I don't know the depths. I don't know. I even turn on an engine, and it was not always actually the first line, but maximum it was the second line of the computer. So I don't know. Maybe it was before, so I don't know. You never know which engine is using if it's cheating. But in such sharp position, you get to 100. I don't know. And also, it was played. This day of tournament when these suspicious games, it was played in US in World Open or Philadelphia Open. Have you ever played there? I played there. If I would, if I would decide to cheat, I would probably pick that tournament because it's just it's a big hole and everyone is walking around. I mean, it's just so easy. It's a lot of
Some of
things
these
like
games
this.
were from Sitges in Spain, if I recall correctly. No,
Yeah, the Cornet game,
know.
but it's big opens where. But the game against Mishra is in Philadelphia, I think.
Yeah,
And there's some when you have this 70%, there is one of World Open, one Philadelphia. It's in general tournaments in US.
but the game against Mishra didn't look that strange.
I mean-
Anyway, we're into the nitty gritty already. I think. Well, I'm repeating myself, but we need some stats. We don't have stats in chess, and if we do this analysis, that's why I think it's important to do it for everybody with the same engine and with the same factors that we know. Then if I have these charts, then you can draw some conclusions. Like I agree with Laurent on the eye test and so on, but I don't trust the eye test.
Yeah, but as long, I mean,
especially Laurent's eye test, having sat next to Feller for 2 weeks. Come on, like what's there to trust?
Yeah, no, I wouldn't notice if someone. I mean, like, but if you tell me, then I can check. I mean, when they told me about Feller, actually, I checked the games, and okay, I saw immediately.
Really? I knew that he was under suspicion. I looked the games. They were not that suspicious to me.
That's the difference between you and me. I mean, in the eye test, I mean, I'm sorry, I understood it like the next hour. I checked his games. Okay, that was just 100% clear because till move 30 was playing perfectly. And then at times he was in time trouble, and then he was playing lousy moves. That's how he lost the few games he lost actually, or how he made those. That he was blundering between move 30 and move 40 because it was.
Come on, Arno, stop smoking! I need you to stand somewhere. I have to make a move.
So it was kind of obvious to me when they told me about that. Okay, they also told me that that's some text message. I mean, from the phone, so that kind of helped as well. But
also. Just to recap, Feller was only caught because someone leaked from inside. He was not caught by any kind of, statistics or on-site cheating inspections, right?
No, he was just caught because Marzolo was sending messages, was using some mobile.
Which has generally been the story, no? In that case, and also Rouses was caught because someone took a picture of him on the toilet. I mean, we were all like, whatever number you want to put, 90-something% sure Rouses was cheating for years, but there's not that much you can do, no? Like, or not that much that is done.
Yeah, no, sure. It's very hard if you don't have strong evidence. I mean, like you have to catch the people when they are cheating, but this is just close to impossible. This never happening.
We need a graphic display, basically. Like this Kurt Goldsberry shot chart. Like
you will always have some doubts.
There will always be doubts, but once you visualize it, this guy has 100 games over a period of 2 years, and no one else in the history has more than 2. That's something, like, or more than 1.
Yeah, but time is changing. You have new computers. You improve faster.
But I think
as well.
Ken Regan is mentioning that, but he's saying, well, he can't do it, and also, I mean, it's a serious amount of work to do. It's expensive, so. Someone has.
I really don't think it is. It's like setting up your overnight analysis. It's like, let's go through these games with these parameters, spit it out tomorrow morning. I think it's 5 minutes per night once someone knows what they're doing there. Or do I misunderstand that? I think I'm right, actually.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. No, I generally agree. It would be nice to have it like, we have in other sports where, I care about baseball. You can see all kind of things. Even in soccer, I can see the expected goals, stats, whatever. It's very easy to access for a fan. But I don't know if there is sort of commercial value enough in chess to do it. Well, I'm gonna suggest that FIDE does it, but you're gonna shout at me, so I will not.
Yeah, no, please.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying this. Anybody who's interested in the topic could probably do it. To visualize it nicely, that's a challenge for me. But to run all the games through this analysis, where we'll have parameters, spend 10 seconds per move, I think it can be set up overnight. Maybe I'll actually try to do it myself. If anybody can help me.
Yeah,
I'd be very curious because in general it's pathetic. Like, I'm a basketball fan. I know stats about everything players did in every year, and I can look it up in 1 second. In chess, we don't have anything, and we're supposed to be the brainy guys with the game that's played over the board that's stats heavy.
Are you sure you're getting the math right? Because you're talking about 10 seconds per move, right? But it's a 50. I mean, it's gonna take some time to go through the weekend chess like that. I mean,
no, that's what I mean. The parameters have to be right, but I'm saying if you put on one player per night, and usually I think it skips the theory part, and you put on 10 seconds per move for 1 year, you can get a lot done. And that's already a sample size. Of course, it's not perfect, but I'm saying
no.
If one organizes a bit, one can get some results.
I will repeat. I mean, can Reckon says that FIDE should make sure that the data is on hand. I agree. I mean, we should have such things, both for fans, both for sort of from federation point of view to check things. It would be great. And I'm not capable of doing it. I hope someone is.
FIDE, hire me. I can probably push that button. Also, it would be of great annoyance to Peter if I was in the Fair Play Commission. That'd be worth it. Yeah.
I will make you happy. I will. They will be my chicken of the week, actually, FIDE.
Also, Laurent, you have connections. You have connections to all these French detectives that have emerged, like Lupin, Hercule Poirot, Gambit Man 14. Maybe Gambit Man 14 we can put on the case. No,
I actually live in the same city as the sort of chairwoman of the Fair Play Commission. So,
no, I'm sure you're on great terms.
Thanks.
Dana, big fan. Keep up the good work.
It's really not her, but okay.
Okay. I thought you meant Dana.
No,
anyway.
No. Anyway. Okay.
Yeah.
So, ongoing FressDrama. Any closing thoughts? What do we currently think?
Yeah, no, what I mean, like, Fabi, I also disagree, and Nepos, they seem to think it's a huge issue, this cheating, which I tend to agree with Aonian, who said, like, we should spend some time on it. I mean, like, some expert, I agree, I mean, like, to have some stats would be nice, to have some chess expert as well, in some helping. Would be great as well to have the help of chess.com. That would be as well very, very nice. But I'm not sure this is happening. So, but I think we should deal with it. Of course, online, there is a lot of cheating.
But do you think if they got a chess expert to help, would it make sense to make a package deal that chess expert would also be on appeals committees for big tournaments? Like, what do you think?
Only if it's in Thailand. Yeah, for the Thailand tournament.
That's fair. Like,
yeah. So I lost what I wanted to say. But I don't think it's such... I mean, like, I don't think many people are cheating. I mean, like, especially in top tournaments. I really don't see anyone.
We had that debate like in our little chat group, and I think we know of the rumors that were around over the last couple of years. Maybe it changed a little with the online tournaments getting bigger, but over the board top tournaments, there have been very few cases of even suspicions over the years. And Fabi talked about one that he had, and he even mentioned that maybe his you have your episodes and rational or not sometimes. But I don't think it's been a big topic at all in over-the-board top chess. Of course, it's always been a big topic in online chess, and one shouldn't cheat because we can see from this drama what consequences it can have. And then there have been the cases like Rouse's and this Georgian guy, and probably actually many, many cases we don't know about in open tournaments. But those haven't really crept into top chess.
I mean, fully agree about the open tournaments. I mean, what can we do about it? I mean, you can try to check more, but it's still open tournaments with a lot of players, so you can't check everyone. This is just impossible and not realistic. And also maybe, I mean, like 99.9% of people, they just want to go to the chess tournament. You know, this is a hobby, and you don't want to be annoyed with some electronic stuff before you go and play a game. I mean, which I fully understand actually. So I think we shouldn't overdo it in a way. And it's true that I mean, we were talking about this online cheating, and one of the solutions as well could be just to merge this online cheating and over the board cheating. That I mean, like you have to make severe punishment. Is my opinion. That's okay. If one guy get caught online or over the board, it's let's say 3 years ban. Second time it's 10 years, and then it's just. I mean, you are just hoping to, to tell people or Grandmaster, okay, if you are cheating, then you are taking a big risk, and probably some people won't do it because of that. So that's
sounds like a good idea. I'm sure it's very hard to implement because it's easy for sites to kick someone out because of their terms and conditions, but to have that spill over into over-the-board federated tournaments, there's some challenges there. But I do agree with the notion, of course.
Peter?
Okay. Peter?
I can say something if you insist. Well, no, I'm just playing devil's advocate here. I mean, Fress says 3 years and then 10 years as punishment. That's actually a lot more, I think, than doping in general sports. And the other thing is the general point of view. We actually see cheating with engines as something much more severe than being doped, right?
Of course, in other sports where you're a 100-meter runner or Tour de France driver, you still have to be an amazing athlete, and you might be or might not be competing with other amazing athletes that might or might not also be getting help. Of course, it's still very, very wrong, but it's not the same like in chess where you need zero skill and you can just completely crush everybody with that help. It's not the same.
Yeah, I said also it's not really my point of view. I just wanted to have this angle covered.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So I don't know what you guys think about Magnus. We'll speak. So he said he was supposed, by the way, not to give any interviews during the tournament, and Niemann did actually. He did keep his promise. Actually, he didn't give any interview, which is weird. There's still this accusation from Chess.com pending. I mean, like this statement where they say that Niemann was cheating more than what he admitted in his interview. I mean, no answer after, let's say, 2 weeks. So that's still weird to me, at least. And Magnus finally, so gave this interview. He changed his mind, I guess, during the tournament. And he will say something, he said, during the week. The problem that I don't see what he can say, because if you're not showing any evidence, and he doesn't have them, I guess. I mean, then what are you going to say? I mean, that's just because this druggy stuff was, I don't know. That was a bit weird to me. Of course, we didn't debate druggy, but I don't know. Maybe you guys.
I played him a lot of Blitz in the late 90s, early 2000s on ICC. He was a good Blitz player, and so were we when we were young. I don't know. I've heard some rumors. I've now read this article where it talks about this. What's this other guy's name? Ivanek, this cheater we had some years ago.
Borislav Ivanov,
yeah. But I'm not sure if Magnus is implying some other connection there. I've heard some rumors about Logi, but nothing substantial. Anyway, no, of course it's an interesting spot. But I'm very curious myself. I'm a bit curious if Magnus also hired Laurent Trent by now as maybe manager, because he's mastered the art of the Laurent Trent announcement of the announcement. Like, okay, I'm going to talk when the tournament is over. And then when the tournament is over, he says, okay, in a couple of days, I'll say something. But the Laurent Trent announcement, to segue away from this, he's doing chess boxing, and he announced that he was going to announce it for a while. Are we excited about the big chess boxing event in Vegas? Sorry if this is too hard a segue, Peter. Maybe you still want to weigh in on Magnus.
But this is the first time, actually, as far as I know, that two chess titled players, he will play against Haman Hambleton. So, with a Grandmaster, I think.
Haman Hambleton, I think it is.
Yeah, he's a Grandmaster. So, two titled players will fight in this chess boxing. So, I think this is the first time, no?
Did you ever watch the famous Eric Hansen Nakamura fight? I was disappointed. I thought there was more. More fighting, but there was no punching. No, it was just wrestling.
I didn't see. Is there some video about that?
There's a video, yeah. Fabi and Sairavan are standing there, like, commenting.
Okay.
Maybe there's more that's not on video. But yeah, I'm not aware of any. What are famous chess grandmaster fight stories? Danny Gormali and Levon, no?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a while ago.
Yeah, that was
Other than that,
in some Bermuda party in Torino, I would say.
Turin, yeah. When was that? 2004, 6?
Six.
Yeah. Other than that, I don't know. Not that much grandmaster fighting, no? But
as my Parasvili and the security guard
and Spanish police, yeah.
Yeah.
It was only one way fight. So it was not a real fight. But no, I don't think people. I mean, of course, Quatley punched some other guy in the French Championship in 80. I knew it by heart. 87, I would say. He just the guy was making noise, and he say, "If you continue, I will punch you." And the guy say, "Okay, please."
The record of dirt you guys have on your enemies is amazing. Like in 1987, he hit something.
No, I mean,
not because
off the top of your head. Wow.
No, because it's
impressive.
Good card to play when the guy is saying that you are misbehaving in the at some tournaments. And okay, I didn't punch anyone at least. So
me neither. Not yet.
I'm not perfect, but I didn't punch anyone.
I would disagree with the you not being perfect part.
But yeah.
Actually, the funny part that he punched the guy and they continue the game.
What are you gonna do? Okay. You punched me, I resign.
No, but the guy should be forfeited, no? I mean, if you punch some guy, I mean, you should lose the game, no? But they continue the game. I think it was a draw. So yeah, yeah. Okay, Peter, go ahead.
No, in general, do you guys like the concept of chess boxing? I mean, for me, I like chess. I like chess openings, and I mean, chess boxing. You know, it's a bit weird.
It's been a big thing, this celebrity boxing thing. It's been a thing on German and I guess other TVs. And this year we had like an event with big Twitch streamers boxing against each other in a big stadium in Germany. And I think this event where Trent is part of is also a bunch of Twitch and YouTube people that are just adding chess to the little boxing event. No, like so it's become a thing. I'm not sure. I think it's a great workout to train for it. I would still struggle to punch people in the face, but maybe you get over that over the course of training. Like Peter could probably have people wear some masks, and then he'd be, But sorry, Laurent, you want to.
As I told you, I went there once. I went there once, and it was great fun. I had a great evening. So, yeah. So I mean, what can I say? I'm not a big fan, but I mean, to go there, I would definitely, if I have the chance to go there again, and I will get the chance, I know, I will go there again because it's just some fun. I mean, it's like going to a concert. I mean, it's kind of nice. I mean, you have some show, some chess, okay, some boxing, great atmosphere.
I would also think that FIDE will need a chess expert to make sure the chess part of it is handled fairly on site. And maybe Laurent would be willing to go there and monitor the chess action.
Yeah, why not?
So who are we rooting for? Hamilton or Trent?
Trent is, I know.
But what is the concept? They play. I mean, what are the rules? Can you explain it to me in detail?
They play like 10 moves of chess with a clock, then they box for a round, then back to chess. No, that's more or less the concept.
How do you win?
I think it's
checkmate or knockout.
That's how it works.
It's not the number of moves; it's time. So you play like 3 minutes boxing, you play 5 minutes chess or something. Depends of the time control, and then you play, and it's the first to be knockout or checkmated on the board. So that's one of the two. So
you will just try to. I mean, let's say I dominate you in chess, just to take a
exactly. That was the point. So when I was commentating, actually, I saw some coach who was saying, "I say this guy is busted. He better knock out the guy at the boxing on the next round, otherwise he's going to get checkmated." And I saw the coach, the boxing coach, who had no clue about chess and said to his guy, "Okay, go." I mean, like, because I was very close to the ring because they play in the middle of the ring.
Uh-huh.
And so I was listening to what the coach, I was hearing what the coach would say to the guy. And at some point, it was really funny that, we said I was commentating with Musa. And we say, okay, the guy is going to lose on the next round of chess. So you better work on the guy. And the guy went very aggressive on boxing, actually.
But in boxing, can't you just try and run away from the guy, or how does it work?
I mean, you can try, but
you might not succeed. Uh-huh.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm. So basically, it becomes a match between someone trying not to get mated in chess, and then if he succeeds in that, he gets 3 minutes to whack the other one who's trying to run away in the ring. It sounds, but if it's equally matched, it becomes more complicated like that. I mean, the trend thing, you think that they are both equally good at both things, or how does it work?
I mean, I have no clue about boxing. I mean, I'm not...
No, but also boxing, I mean, it is dangerous. Are they allowed to box fully, or how does it work?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I mean, but there's some referee who will stop the match if...
Yeah, I mean, one hit is enough. I mean, I assume that, real professional boxers has some training in taking hits. I don't know how it works.
Yeah, they have some... I mean, like, I saw some picture of Trent training on Instagram. So I guess he's training. I guess the chess... I mean, Hamilton is a bit better, but not much, I guess. And the boxing, I have absolutely no clue, but I guess they are training.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I hope they are training.
Trenty's been training for years. I'm not sure about Aman, but I know the chess bros, they have a history of friendly wrestling, so they're all experienced.
But also, how is it legally? Can two people just agree that we box, we hit each other senseless, and there's no consequences? Or
I like Peter always asking for legal consequences.
No,
yeah, it's a very free world. You can do a lot of stuff.
Okay.
You can go to your boxing club today. I mean, in your beautiful city of.
I'm in Cholet. I'm much closer connected to boxing than you think. My sort of my wife's father. I think I don't know if he's former Lithuanian champion in a one weight class, but also apart from being a chess trainer, he's also a boxing trainer. And I think if there was a female chess boxing thing, my wife might actually be a good bet there, but it's not really the career. Yeah, it's not the career I would sort of necessarily try to push.
Yeah, so I guess you go to the club. There is a health check, and then you can go ahead. I mean, you can do sport in general, and boxing is a legal sport, so it's kind of.
Okay. I thought maybe you have to reach a certain level first, but no, you think it's just okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
All right, so who did we root for? We're team Hamilton. No, I don't know him, but I do know Laurent.
Your team. Yeah, okay. Laurent is a nice guy. I like him, so I will be voting for him because I don't know. I don't know at all. I mean, he looks like a nice guy, but I don't know him. So
I'm hoping for Trent as well. I mean, he's sort of at times an anti-hero, but at some point, he should really succeed big on the big stage, and this could be it, I think. So
I think his character arc should be turning towards that big breakthrough, knocking somebody out in Las Vegas.
It'll be like Rocky something, but yeah.
I think Rocky's been the good guy all along.
Okay.
Maybe not. Maybe some gray area there. But yeah. I do think a bit of Rocky when I see Trent. Let's move on to another Rocky topic. We were called Best Chess Podcast by an article on the internet, so it has to be true.
Yeah.
I was very surprised. But yeah, thank you. There was a podcast ranking on, I think, Chess Essentials, writing a lot of stuff about the podcast world, and then coming to the very strange conclusion that the Chicken Chess Club is his favorite. Do you guys think, honest opinion, that we're a good podcast?
I haven't listened to it.
Yeah, I actually, don't know. I'm not sure. I think the last segment is it's kind of weak. So yeah.
That's certainly
No, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, like, it's very hard to judge. Yeah, to be full of yourself. I mean, it's not how we're more like self-hating, no? So
no, I'm very full of myself.
Guys.
I think you guys are just dragging me down. So I was very surprised.
No, I mean, it's fun to try it and to do it. And
For me, it's just a social thing, to be honest. I mean, we used to work together as coaches of Magnus. Now he's not going to play matches anymore. We don't really get to hang out, so we have to do it in the virtual world. And why not record it?
Also, there was a criticism, which I agree with more. But first of all, yeah, thanks a lot, Chessentials, and also our boy, who to me is a much better podcast than us, Ben Johnson from the Perpetual Chess Podcast, who's been a long-term podcaster. He also mentioned that we're his favorite. That I was very surprised by, because he really should know better. Yeah, if you want to listen to a serious chess podcast where people prepare and ask honest questions and don't hide their opinion behind, oh, I can't speak about this openly and so on, then check out the Perpetual Chess Podcast. It's great. And thanks a lot, Ben, for the shout-out. It made us very happy. But this article I was talking about has one review, and I'm a bit more on board with that guy. It's by David. He's saying, I'm a bit surprised at how terrible the Chicken Chess Club podcast is. Too bad, because I usually enjoy Jan Gustafsson's insights in other formats. I'm with you, David. I'm with you. But here the three hosts have zero chemistry and don't even seem to like each other. Strange, since they worked extensively together in a close quarters for Magnus.
No, that's the exact reason.
That's the exact reason, no? Like, familiarity breeds contempt. I mean, that I didn't understand. I mean, we were cool before we had to spend time in rooms together. They're constantly either interrupting each other.
No,
true,
I'm not.
Or leaving empty air, also true. They don't stay on topic, true. And seem not to have read their own episode outlines. That's usually true.
And now the best part. The best part is coming.
Especially Peter Heine Nielsen, who often seems to not be listening at all. That's fair. But he gets to talk uninterrupted for the last half hour, so that compensates. Nielsen in particular is tiresome and repetitive, especially his tyrants against FIDE, where I usually agree with him, by the way.
That's very bad.
That took a turn. Bad production values too. Background noise, lousy mics, no volume equalization. That we have to say, for the record, the mics are okay. We're just idiots either configuring them or using them properly. The mics themselves, they're okay. Just a hot mess all around. David, I wholeheartedly agree with your view. Shout out.
That was a funny message. Yeah, but I mean, so Peter said that he does it for social stuff. While I mean, it's clear that Jan and myself were just hoping.
We're here for the money. We haven't.
Yeah, I mean,
that is the plan.
I mean, there is no money so far, but we hope to just make a ton of money.
If it's not direct, then maybe that appeals committee job will fall into our laps.
I would like to point out that I'm trying to be repetitively not annoying on purpose. I mean, this is a political strategy. You have to keep mentioning your points to ensure people know them and listen to them.
I don't know if it's a strategy, but it's certainly working.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Go on. But anyway, if anyone, I think actually we should encourage people to leave reviews online. It's good to get new listeners, or maybe to get rid of them, like this one. But I think it should be encouraged.
That's what big podcasts say. No, we should get better.
I think they say
leave a review, and if you enjoy the podcast, give us 5 stars on Apple. It really helps our visibility. Thank you so much. Rate, reply, reward. What was it? RRR, great movie.
You lost me.
Yeah. Do stuff that helps us. Sorry, I undermined your genuine apply for support. There were other podcasts mentioned in the article. One guy, he wasn't very happy. He said it was very hurtful. I saw a tweet. Sometimes if people bother to understand the person behind a project, their hopes and dreams, their lifetime of struggle, and their desire to do good.
I think they were critical of him trying to monetize it, right?
A bit more kind and not assume the worst conclusions. Laurent, this sounds a lot like you, no? Hopes and dreams, lifetimes of struggle, and the desire to do good. Like,
Yeah, no, I have no desire to do good, but I have hopes and dreams for sure. So I can understand that guy. Yeah, it's a lifetime of struggle. Wow,
and combined with the desire to do good. Like, if you're struggling and want to do bad stuff, then I guess I'm not sure if that's better actually.
But he will come after us. No, we are just smoking in now.
No, I just saw the comments when I was reading that article, and then I saw on Twitter that not everybody was as pleased as us with the shout out there.
No, I think you guys are the same than me, that we are used to play on. We are not like super high profile or something, but people are commenting on us people are commenting on our games, on our level, on our personality for many years, and I must say that I mean, it's better to hear people being happy about your work and telling that you are great and so on. But I mean, I don't massively care. To be honest, I learned how to be in a bubble, and I know there will be some critics, there will be some people, some haters, because I'm a hater myself. So I understand why people are doing that. So you have to live with it. When you take the risk to do a podcast or whatever, or to do live commentaries or something, there will be some critics, there will be hopefully some people liking it, watching it.
No, I've always heard when someone writes something mean on YouTube, and I don't mean this as a joke. I think it stings a little every time, and you never really get used to it. For the podcast, I'm pretty immune because I think it's crap myself, but I'm enjoying talking to you guys. So there, people can say whatever they want. But if I thought I did something well, and then someone says, "Please fire this idiot, he's so annoying and boring," then it does bother me.
I think we generally check everything, and I think we are a bit immune to it, but not to that extent. We care a lot. I mean, now my wife is a politician, and they are being called so much worse things than chess players are. I mean, ours is really peanuts, but I think, we really pay attention, and, I cannot pretend I don't check everything on Twitter, right? But I mean, even I remember there is some site that are ranking chess commentators, and someone was saying something mean about me, and it annoyed me a little bit, I have to admit.
I'm still crushing. I saw that site, so it's
you're doing well.
I was doing well.
Yeah. I mean,
shout out.
I mean, when you are criticizing my work, Peter, I mean, this I know me the slightest. I think it's a good news.
Oh, you don't care at all. It's my
Thank you, Count.
I think it's good. I mean, like when you are saying I'm lazy, for instance. I mean, I think okay, this guy has no clue anyway.
No, but you feel. I mean, I think once you told us to sort of slow down on the French jokes, which probably was not bright by you because we did the contrary. But generally,
did I? But I mean, I was probably like kind of making a joke.
But it feels like Teflon, right?
Much than us, no, because he's also much happier than us.
Yeah.
But he does have his pressure points, which of course we know about, but don't use very often. But in general, I think he cares less.
I mean,
also he's a lot less famous than us, so he doesn't get that much.
No, I mean, it really annoyed me that when we were walking in Palanga, some guy came running up to me and Gustafsson, and then he looks and says, "Aren't you Mr. Gustafsson?" And I thought, okay, it's my country, he should know me, but no, this is no. I think we are pretty sort of thick-skinned, to be honest.
No, my highlight, I've said this before, but I'll repeat it, was when I was having a chat with Magnus at this chess tournament in Madrid around the corner to hide from the main people playing in the event. And someone tracked us down and walked up to me and said, "Excuse me, Jan, can I take a picture with you?" And Magnus was standing right next to me. That beat even that experience.
Yeah, good to flick that one in.
Yeah,
good story, by the way. Anyway, keep putting up reviews, both positive and insulting ones. I think is our recommendation.
5 stars.
5 stars, exactly. That would be nice. Actually, me and Henrik Carlsen, we have an ongoing competition who has the best Uber passenger rating. And I think right now it's tied at 4.89. But right now the Uber rating
4.89?
Boy. It's the only thing I really care about. I want to beat him, but somehow I got stuck.
I would check my Uber ranking, but it's not... It's closer to 4 than to 5. That's
it's because this guy Taleb says that the only thing I care about to evaluate a person is his Uber passenger rating. So somehow we have
wow, I'm very high, 4.54.
It's completely. It's horribly low.
Yeah, but Taxi Driver in Paris. Have you ever seen a Taxi Driver in Paris? I mean, the people they're much worse than me. I mean, that's for sure. I mean, the guys are stressed and very very aggressive. I mean, like, so sometimes you have to hit back a little bit. So yeah,
5 stars, but small sample size here. 500.
You're 500?
Yeah.
On Uber? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. That I respect.
Okay. Anyway,
yeah.
Who would I rather be driving as an Uber driver? I think not Laurent. He will complain the most. Excuse me, can you make it right there? No, turn left. No. I think Peter will probably not talk. And Henrik will probably try to engage in friendly conversation. I'm not sure what's worse. So Laurent is last. Then Peter and Henrik, I think they could be tied depending on.
He might
on your mood. Probably you prefer Peter, no?
Mood,
on driving skills, but yeah.
Yeah, driving skills. Yeah,
could be.
Okay, guys. Chicken of the week. Who we got? Laurent, surprise us.
Yeah, I would say Fide. I mean, their communique didn't impress me. I mean, like when you have so little to say, you also may just say nothing. I mean, like we will create a committee. I mean, that was the basic conclusion. And cheating and allegation without proof without evidence is not great. Okay, good. Thank you for the information. And we'll create a committee, and I mean, it's just weak. I mean, you have to be more active. This is the biggest scandal of the year for chess, and you are just saying, okay, we'll think about it. I mean, I'm not impressed by Fide leadership.
Wow, you're stepping on Peter's segment here.
No, but okay. I mean, it's just. I mean, at least just say nothing. I mean, that annoys me. I mean, this 15 and Sutowski did Trent as well. He said we will publish very proud. We will publish a statement. I mean, which kind of statement is that? This is just very weak from them. So they are the chickens of the week for me. Fide leadership.
Okay,
Peter, you should pick Geary now.
Yeah, it is
on the table here.
It's very hard to pick Geary. I'm actually checking his game in round 14 of the preliminary hours to come up with some kind of argument. I remember during the game, I thought, well, Geary shouldn't agree so much to a draw in that position as he did. But when you look at it, I don't know. I mean, maybe Rook D8 you could be critical of. But
Queen B6, he was trying to exchange. That was the game where he was trying at all costs to exchange the queens against Pragananda.
Yeah, I thought that somehow this was a bit much, but when looking at it now, I start to appear slightly biased.
We're checking his games. No,
I mean, this is like from 2 weeks ago, right? I mean, it's not.
No, it is legally within this podcast period.
But he not only played poorly that game, but he played really like a chicken. Yeah, that's true. When he got a bit.
And also the argument is weakened by that he won the next game with black against Erigaisi, so. I mean, he basically qualified if it wasn't because Ivanchuk completely self-imploded in an unlosable position against...
you, by the way, jinxed Ivanchuk on the last episode. We were praising how great he was doing, and you were saying, he could self-destruct at any moment, and then he self-destructed.
Wasn't I right? Or is that...
Yeah,
you call it jinxing. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you believe in such? Or you do? Yeah.
Jinxing? No, not really. But it happens often enough, and then you can complain.
It's also I don't believe it, but I still respect it in a way.
Exactly.
It's very inconsequential. It's like incredibly weak nominating Geary, but I also care about traditions.
That is very weak. I need a verdict here. I'm not sure if it's eligible. I was gonna nominate Erigaisi, but I didn't do anything cowardish. He just froze in facing an overwhelming enemy. Is that chicken behavior, or is that something else?
You mean a dragon and it eats you? You want to call that chicken?
No, it's standing in front of a dragon, and you can be Vincent Keimer and try to fight that dragon and punch her in the nose twice, or you can freeze and be eaten. And he was eaten. Is that? I'm not sure if that counts as a chicken.
That's actually bad news for him. I mean, like, it counts as a chicken, so it shows some negative side. I mean, clearly, Ali Reza, you could see. I mean, Ali Reza, he did very poorly against Magnus, for instance, but he was not afraid of him. If you remember, also even in the training camp, we had some training camp long time ago. He was 13, Ali Reza, so he came and he played some blitz games with Magnus. I mean, he didn't show any sign of facing a dragon. He was just playing his games and going for it and trying to win and trying to play some normal games. So in general, he showed that he was not afraid. So yeah, that's I would say it's a bit worrying actually.
I mean, for me,
Okay,
I
it's
wasn't
only
sure
one match.
Okay, he's young and the first time and so on, and he might win from the experience. But I didn't have a better candidate either.
It's a good one.
I'll go with that because I was a bit curious. What do you guys think? By the way, as a
Peter, you didn't say anything. Sorry, Peter, you didn't say. You are just laughing.
he somehow reluctantly took Giri, but it's a joke. But
No, but
I mean, well, you have taken feed about Eric Geise. Well, I think it's more like a deer in headlights that you get stunned and nervous, rather that you. I'm not sure that it means that he was. He was afraid. I mean, it's not like he tried to exchange everything. And against the Pirk, I have seen people successfully swap it down. For instance, he was not trying to that. He played his system and got completely outplayed. I think that's. Well,
no, he didn't play chicken chess, but
he just
froze in the moment, and I wasn't sure.
He froze. I don't know. I'm actually not how real life chickens act in such situations. I honestly don't really know.
We need some more research.
Stats.
Mm-hmm. By the way, one thing. Okay, I guess we know. Usually, it's your job to praise Magnus on this thing, but it's a special character trait that with the drama going on around him, I'm not sure how much he follows it, how much he knows about it, but with the whole world telling, okay, you must speak and whatever, like there's been a lot of criticism for him, and he plays an amazing tournament, and he even mentioned this Zagreb 2019, where I think he also had a bit of a shitstorm with the, what was it, the Unibet or this Kindred, this Norwegian gambling debate.
Kindred,
and he also completely dominated that tournament. No, like whenever there's a shitstorm, he seems to be playing his best chess. Is that it's like an anti-chicken trait. I don't like it.
Well, I think if you have to be as good and as dominant as Magnus, you also have to be able to perform when things are not ideal. I mean, else you cannot win 3 out of 4 tournaments, right?
But I'm saying he seems to be performing better when there's like...
Yeah, that could be also if you... Well, maybe at that point you actually think, okay, I cannot ruin my good chess because I'm upset at something. So I do it like, well, maybe I do the same. I cannot let FIDE ruin my chess career, right? So you ensure that you are upset at something to ensure that you focus, no?
That's what I thought. Maybe it's more like a Michael Jordan thing. Like even if there's no real drama happening, you create some in your head for motivation. Mm-hmm. Maybe he can really feed on it. While I would freeze being the chicken. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think also he's just good at chess, and then when you get to play, you actually have chess is so absorbing that you don't think of everything else at all, more or less, right?
Okay, no, but he refuses to play against Niemann. He doesn't shop for that game. Exactly. He must have thought about that. The next game, he completely destroys Levon, sacrificing a piece.
Exactly. No, he's a very special. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no. Giri was amazed. Actually, I saw his interview and he said like he's it's very special. No, I agree with Giri. I mean, actually, it's very, very special to do that, and it's amazing. That's why he's the best for more than 10 years now, I guess.
Sure.
Special guy.
Okay, those were the chickens of the week brought to you by Los Pollos Hermanos. No, they weren't. We accept chicken sponsors for this segment. Peter, we're 1 hour 20 minutes in, but can you give us a brief rundown of what's wrong with FIDE this week?
I think actually, we have kind of included it, right? That Ken Regan was critical of FIDE not ensuring the sufficient data on cheating, and it was ensuring sufficient expertise on it, that they're just relying on him, not themselves. And then I have tweeted that I think one should look at the financial resources and time they have been using for that. So I can make a very small segment if you want to, just to the point, but short.
Are you expecting us to ask you to do it?
No, I just did it. I thought.
would rather. Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Then I believe this is it for today. We'll keep following FressDrama. We'll see if we get any more stats, see how this develops. Exciting times. And of course, we expect Laurent and his anonymous gang of detectives with Gambitman 14 to keep informing us. Thank you so much for listening. See you next time.
Thank you. Bye.